Hi, everyone, and welcome to TSPN's News in Depth. I'm with Neil Peacock. Neil, what's your title again?
I am a planner and program manager for the Amador County Transportation Commission.
All right. How long have you been there now?
Not quite 5 years, actually.
Okay. Well, but that's a lot of history, so you've seen a lot of, not a lot of changes here, but you've got a lot of background knowledge, institutional knowledge of what's been going on in Amador County.
I'd like to think so, and every meeting that I go to, I get a new little bit of history, tidbits here and tidbits there from all kinds of community members.
Okay. Well, it seems like we see some improvements that are going on now, and at various places, Caltrans is doing things, and things are going on. But we want to talk specifically on this program about Jackson, and Jackson's circulation improvement program and traffic impact fee update.
That's right, that's right. We're planning the future. So when you might be seeing some improvements on the roads, a lot of these improvements have been in the works for quite some time. And the improvements that you'll see 10, 15, 20 years from now, we're working on today. And that's basically what the effort that we're working on right now with the City of Jackson is, again, to take a look at the city's future as outlined in its general plan. Take a look at the kind of traffic that will be generated by the land use in the city's general plan and how we can serve the traffic with various improvements. And then at the end of the day, of course, how to fund those improvements. Okay,
so to do all that stuff, I would imagine to me you have to have your hands on a lot of data.
That's right, that's right. What we do in these kind of planning efforts is we take a look at our traffic count database. We have a historical record of all the traffic counts from the 2002, 2006, 2008, 2010, and brand new traffic counts we've taken here in 2012. So we can see the kind of trend lines that we're experiencing. For example, some of your viewers might be experiencing in the local roadways a sort of a low point in traffic from 2006, for example. That'd be a good.
That was our high point?
That was our high point. 2006, we had a heck of a lot of development taking place. A lot of people with extra money in their pockets to go on vacations, and so we had a lot of interregional traffic on the roadways. And of course, with the Great Recession starting in 2008, we saw a significant dip in local traffic. And we're just now here, 4 years later almost, seeing a slow climb upwards in terms of the traffic volumes out there on the regional roadways.
Okay, so basically I get what you were saying is 2006 we were at our high point. If there was a graph, we'd have had a high point.
Right.
And that was up there for about 2 years. We fell off at 2008.
Yep.
Probably towards the bottom of the year when
that's right.
Things got, the economy sort of was crushed. And we've been staying there until now. This is 12. So
we're a slow climb back up. That's right.
And we're now starting to see some numbers improving. Now, where is most of the traffic through Jackson? Obviously, Jackson's probably uses a little bit of 4988 corridor comes through here.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You're seeing two predominant areas of increasing traffic. One is on the 4988 corridor, the state highway out here.
Right.
But one of the things you're also seeing is a lot more traffic on local city streets, such as Jackson Gate, North Main, even little local roadways like China Graveyard and New York Ranch Road. We're seeing increasing volumes throughout the entire city, and that kind of that matches the traffic counts that we have, and it matches my personal perspective as I drive around here on my daily business.
Okay, so really what you're saying too is we're not just looking at Jackson's main arteries. We're looking at all of the roadways that people take, and I imagine they're in the general plan. We have some more use, so we're looking at possible traffic increasing from what Jackson would like to become.
That's right. Basically, what the general plan does is it plans for the future development of the city. And so what we do from a traffic perspective is we not only take a look at the land use proposed by the general plan, but what's happening around the city of Jackson. We have interregional traffic that's coming and going through Amador County.
Right.
It doesn't even stop here. We have traffic that comes into Amador County and traffic that leaves Amador County. A portion of that is going through the city of Jackson. We have proposed development by the other cities in the county of Amador that's affecting the city of Jackson. And so through our traffic modeling tools, we have have the ability to capture as accurate of a snapshot as possible with these sort of predictive tools, what in 20 and 30 and 40 and 50 years from now, the kind of traffic that the city of Jackson is going to have to accommodate, basically. At that point, basically, you have the question, well, what are we going to do with all that traffic? Classically, more traffic equals more roadway. Well, one of the challenges that we're seeing in a lot of these historic Main Street communities is that you cannot widen the highway anymore. Right. You would have such a dramatic impact on the community, historical properties, and the environment that it's not really a viable approach. Furthermore, they're very, very expensive. And at the end of the day, of course, as I mentioned, we have to figure out how to afford all of this stuff. And so anyway, that's where we're at in terms of looking at these local circulation and connectivity issues. And I can give you a couple examples of the things that we're looking at. And
before we go there, let me ask you this. So you're going to start a circulation improvement program.
Right.
Okay. So it sounds to me like you already have a lot of data.
Right.
Are you going to start to look at for more data to fine-tune it, or is that part of this study?
It is a part of the study, but we've already, thank goodness, gotten that part done.
Okay.
Basically, yeah, we have this, again, all these historical traffic counts. We took new traffic counts, and we're kind of done with the data analysis phase. Now we know the challenges that we're looking at having to deal with, and so then the question becomes, how do we deal with those challenges? And that's kind of the input that we're looking for at this public workshop coming up here on next Thursday, the 29th.
Okay, and the data has also been looked at and looked at for patterns of, I think you pointed out, like a growth or more cars, more traffic.
That's right.
To that, so that you have a good idea of what you're talking about. Now you have to put that on a curve, I imagine, to see, do we think this is going to continue to project out, right? For the reliability of the study. And
That's
the data.
right.
How does that work out?
Well, it's actually relatively technical, and I get to say that I'm not actually a traffic engineer, but I understand enough about it to generally describe that we have these sensitivity testing diagnostic tools, for lack of a better word, in the traffic model. So when we basically take a look at the proposed county general plan, the adopted Ione and Sutter Creek and Plymouth general plans, we're able to cross-reference the information that's in the database of the traffic model and gauge the accuracy of the predictions that the model will put out. So we say, okay, we're working directly with the city planner for the city of Jackson to have a good handle on the city's future development, and we're working with city planners for the cities in the county of Amador in terms of the regional traffic, and we have our own traffic engineer that takes a look at this inter-regional traffic. And as always, it's as much as an art as a science.
Right.
And with these predictions, it's never 100% accurate because it's a prediction. But we have a high level of confidence in the volumes that we're anticipating for the future.
Okay, so it would seem to me then you could go back and say what we were anticipating, back in 06.
That's right.
It kind of fell off the track. But now it seems to be we're coming back on track, so you feel more reliable with the growth numbers.
That's a perfect example. Every time we do these modeling efforts, we take a little bit of a look in the rearview mirror, as it were. Back in 2008, we thought that we would be seeing 10,000 vehicles, for example, on New York Ranch Road or what have you, as an example. Now, here in 2012, 4 years later, what kind of traffic are we actually seeing? And does that match the rate of growth that we thought that we would be seeing? Because again, as an art and science, we always have to reassess the assumptions that we had.
Okay, so instead of having a bump in the road, we had a ditch in the road, and now it looks like we're on the other side of the ditch.
Something like that.
Okay, well, enough metaphor. All right. Now, also with this improvement, and maybe we'll talk in the second part more about the traffic impact fees. Okay. And so we'll continue on with the improvement plan. What is it that when you have your workshop, which is shortly, it's going to be
Thursday the 29th at the Civic Center this coming Thursday.
What is it that you're looking for for input or whatever on the
Right.
on the traffic part?
That's a good question. Basically, at the public workshop, we're going to be giving a presentation to the community and having a workshop-style format on these proposed improvements. So basically, again, we know the challenge that we're up to, so how are we going to deal with those challenges? What does the community think about, for example, the Wicklow Way extension, which is a connection between Wicklow Way there down by the Walmart and Stony Creek Road, again, providing an additional way into and out of the city of Jackson.
Okay.
Another example here is the Oro de Amador property right out here behind the city. In terms of any future roadway that might go through that property to, again, provide a parallel route to North Main.
Okay, we only have a few seconds. So, also, when I was thinking about that now, most likely we have we'll be talking more on the other side of the break, but this probably isn't going to be a one-week workshop project. If it's going to be anything at all like some of the projects that I've seen, like at Pine Grove, it's going to take a while to get the input, or not. We'll find out. We'll find out when we come back from the other side of the break here on TSPN's News in Depth.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.